If you're new here, I'm Travis, full-time swing trader that's taken my account from $150,000 to a little over $1 million in the last 3 years. I'm now sharing my entire strategy, daily routine, positions, stops, and targets in real time. I trade primarily with moving averages and basic technical analysis. So be sure to like, subscribe, and all that good stuff, and enjoy. All right, gang, we're less than a minute from market open here. And as always, I have my list of current positions. My short list today is a little bit longer than usual. I go through over 200 stocks here on my watch list every day to develop this short list. And these are the names I'll look at throughout the day for potential new positions. Now, today I have quite a bit on, so hopefully we'll be taking some stuff off, trimming positions, hitting some targets, and moving capital around, buying, selling inventory. That's the name of our swing trading game. All right, markets just opened up, and as we expected in overnight trading, SanDisk is looking most promising on our list as potential to hit profit target. If you were watching on Friday, you saw that we barely missed this profit by about $1 and change. So we'll see if that can hit today, and I'll sort this by change and look at what else is moving here. TECK was a new position on Friday. We wanted to get 4,000 shares total. We only grabbed 2,000 as a starter position, so we'll watch how that develops. Maybe this is all we end up taking with TECK, but usually things give at least 2 chances of getting in. So never panic, never chase. We are not here to FOMO. We are here to stay calm, collected, and manage things as they happen. ALB has been a beast for us. We've had several legs of this trade, all the way from down here in this initial turn from the 200-day moving average, and it just keeps going. This is the 15-minute chart, this nice little consolidation we've had here, and now we're pushing out of that. I expect the 200 period moving average to continue moving up over our stop loss, and we can continue locking in more profits there. SanDisk is giving up a little bit. We might not get that target today, but it's early. Who knows what's going to happen? It's Friday on a holiday week, so I'm not expecting crazy action, but I am hoping that we can lighten up a little bit. Palantir teased us with a chance at hitting the target on Monday, but pulled back by literally 7 cents or something, so maybe that hits today. Looking at the markets in general, we're pretty flat. Not much is happening. I really want to see QQQ, or these are NASDAQ futures, work out of this 25,900 zone, start pushing up and reaching all-time highs. So we are working through that, chewing through it slowly. Bitcoin I like to watch as a proxy for risk sentiment in general. We were in a position with IBIT last week, but took that off, and now of course it's moving higher. So still in a large structural downtrend here with Bitcoin, but I would like to see this perk up, and maybe that's the sentiment we need to start moving markets higher. Check our watch list real quick here, or our positions real quick. Not a lot happening right now. We'll see how things develop throughout the day. I wanted to talk about CCJ real quick, Chemical Corporation, I believe a uranium mining stock. This is a position we took on Wednesday. This is what I look for. I just love how this is shaping up here on the low time frame. We have this down, right? Comes back up, pulls back again, but shallower. Up again, another shallow pullback. And now this kind of bunching up in here. And the idea, the hope is we break out of this and head higher, right? We want to see this structure over and over again. Similarly, I shared this last night on Twitter on dollar yen. I expect we're going to get something similar in dollar yen here. It's just been a beautiful uptrend, consolidate and push. And this is the kind of structure we want to look for and enter on. On top of that, you have a volume structure that is, with every kind of dip in contraction, we have declining volume, right? Lots of volume here, less volume here, even less. And so what that's doing, it's clearing all the weak hands. It's clearing all the people that were in here, bought in this zone, and now I can sell, I break even. And then you have new buyers coming in. And the idea is we're going to push up through this, hopefully, and make ourselves a great trade. So I just wanted to share that as I was seeing it happen in real time. And it's a perfect example of what we try to look for and replicate time and time again in these trades. TECK is our strongest mover so far this morning. Ironic, since we have such a small position there. SanDisk is fighting back. It came down, fighting back. Things still settling in, jockeying for position. Jumia looks like it's probably going to hit our stop loss here today, which is fine. I'm ready to start clearing some of this junk, not junk, but some of this stale inventory, just like we were on Wednesday, and free things up for next week when we should have a little bit more action happening. Okay guys, a couple things happening here. As we discussed earlier this morning, Jumia has hit our stop loss here around 11.95, 97 area. So we're fully out of that. I have updated the risk dashboard, so we're no longer carrying that position here. It's gone. We've still got 173K worth of risk exposure, which is getting to the sweet spot I like to see. We still have a bunch of other positions, with the only other kind of orange one being Twilio right now. We'll take a look at that in a second. But outside of Jumia, I don't like the way that Tesla's looking here. We've lost the 200 period moving average on the 15-minute chart, and it's been very choppy. So what I'm going to do is, instead of taking this trade off, which I am tempted to do, I'm going to simply ratchet the stop loss up to right below the low of today, which was not very long ago. So I don't want to act emotionally here, but if today's lows get taken out at this point, I want out of this trade. You can see that these moving averages are starting to roll over. And that can mean one of two things. It could mean we are entering a declining period for the stock. It could mean that the stock's ready to have a deeper retracement. If you look at the daily chart, we could come right back down to where my entry is now. I don't want that to happen. I want to bank something on this trade. It could mean that we just go into a chop sideways trend for, who knows, days, weeks, maybe. In that case, I still probably don't want to be in this trade, because I can take that money and I can use it elsewhere. So we're going to keep the stop loss here. If it gets hit, that's fine. I'm going to update it. I'm going to update it on our risk dashboard, 473.55. 473.55, and that's going to take our 5,200 of potential loss down to 996. Very little. All right. So we'll leave that there and let it go. Not much else happening right now. Tech looks great. TECK, not Tech the sector. NASDAQ futures are trying to push higher. I'll show you my P&L real quick. I realized I didn't do that this morning. We are down 22,000 today. So not great, not terrible. It's been a choppy, quiet market this week, so hard to get any real traction going. But we are using this time to clear the books, get ready for next week, and look to add new inventory. Nothing on the watch list is really setting up for me yet this morning. And that's not really my focus. My focus is on pruning, getting rid of the underperformers, and moving on, freeing up capital. All right, guys, today is remaining quiet. However, I wanted to show you, I'm going to take Tesla off here. Reason being, we said I put my stop here below the day's lows, but if you look at how this is developing, simply rolling over. And same thing on the 5-minute. On the 5-minute, we're purely aligned to the downside, right? So if you were to reverse or inverse this scale, you'd have something like this. We're rolling up, right? So for me, yes, on the daily, we're still looking constructive. However, I'm looking to cycle my money, and hanging out and waiting for this to redevelop is opportunity cost. I'd rather see this play out and get another roll up like we saw here and catch that move again. So I'm going to kill the stop loss. I am going to kill the position, and it's just going to go to market, give us a little sound and execution, and that's gone. And now I can take this off my risk dashboard completely. It's not going to move the needle much in terms of total risk because it was so close to the stop loss already, but it is freeing up capital. It's giving us more dry powder for next week, new ideas, new setups, and that's my goal closing out this week and going into the weekend. We'll see if anything else happens. I'll update, and we'll do our daily wrap when it's all said and done. Not a ton happening today, gang, but I wanted to show you this real quick. Tech has been such a great move and so quick. We bought this on Wednesday at 25.76 average. Great entry. I wanted to get more shares, but I think I'm just going to let this one ride and not add to it for now. What I'm going to do, since this has moved so quickly for us, I'm not going to let it get away. I'm not going to sit in this trade in case it does decide to come back and consolidate. We can always get back in. So we're going to protect our gains. And the way we're going to do that is moving the stop loss up to just below Wednesday's close. So we had Wednesday, holiday, Thursday, today, Friday. And if you want to see that on the daily chart, I'll show you right here. You can zoom way in here and see there's the close. The close was 46.55, and we're going to sit right below that. And we're going to see how far this can carry us next week, hopefully keep going. So now we're to a point where we can't lose on this, and that's always a fun place to be. And I'm going to update the spreadsheet. 46.54 on TECK is our new stop loss. And you'll see our potential risk right here go from 10,000 to 4,000. That's 4,000 of unrealized gains that we would give back, not 4,000 of actual principal capital. So we're sitting pretty on TECK. That's great. It's such a fast win. You gotta love those. Those are the ones we want to hunt for. SanDisk is trying to roll up here for another attempt at our target. I'm almost tempted to pull that and just start trailing if it breaks through, because if we go up here again, it should just blast through. But I'm going to sit on that for now and just see how the day closes. Other than that, kind of quiet. We'll check back in again soon. All right, guys, I'm just checking into managed positions, move stop losses. It's almost 10:30, so we've only got 2.5 hours left until the market closes. It's Friday on a holiday week. It's slow, and the theme for me today and Wednesday is more of a de-risking nature, moving stop up, making sure that we are prepared for next week and the week after. Get ready for January and have some dry powder. ROKU right here. I'm going to move this stop up. This is the daily chart right here, like 106. It's just below the 20-period exponential moving average. And if it goes below that at this point, I don't really want to be in it. So that's updated. We'll put it on the risk spreadsheet. ROKU is now 106 stop, which takes it from 15.4 in risk to 11,000 from this level, but only 7,500 in actual capital at risk. NXT is another one I wanted to do. We've been in this position for a bit, and if you zoom in here on the daily chart, we've had 1, 2, 3 days now, really tight price action. Very low volume today and Wednesday. How much of that can we attribute to normal price action, which would be very positive to see this volume contracting, but it's also on a holiday week. So how would this volume look if it was on a normal trading day? I don't know. The reality is we've had several days now in this level, and anything below that, I don't want to be in. Let's call it $88. So moving this stop up $5 is going to take 10K off of our risk profile, which is fantastic to me. We'll make that adjustment 88, and that's set. We'll change it on dashboard. And as you can see, I'm targeting anything orange or red. We don't have any red, fortunately. So let's look at Twilio real quick. Usually I do this at the end of the day in one swoop, but it's been slow enough today where I'm just poking around and looking for opportunity to tighten everything up. Twilio, remember, we've already taken some partial profits on and then added back. So we do have some booked gains. I don't see a logical level to really tighten this up here. I'm going to just let it sit, knowing that we do have a little more exposure than I would like to see. That's really all I see at this moment. You don't want to tighten risk up so much that you don't give the position time to work or fluctuate. So we're going to leave things there as is. I'll check in once more here at the close and see how we settle in for the day. We're currently sitting at negative 22,000. So just stuck on the day at that level and not moving much, which is to be expected. Markets aren't doing much and our positions are just churning. Still stuck at that negative 22,000. Haven't moved much from it today. I'm not expecting it to change too much, but you never know. So stick with me and we'll wrap up the day here soon. Okay guys, it's 11:12. We have a little under 2 hours to go until the market is closed. I really like the look of ABBV still. We put on some exposure here Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm going to add a little bit more. I'm going to take 500 more shares. I just like the way it's starting to roll up here on the 15-minute. And we don't have that much exposed risk right now. So let's call this, let's split it, call it 38 and send that. And that's going to get filled pretty easily. I'll show you what I mean by risk exposure right now. ABBV, on our spreadsheet here, we have 1,500 shares, total risk with our stop, 6,600. So we're now at 2,000, which puts us still at only 8,800, which is below 1% of the account, which is great. I'd love to be 1% or below. And we even have like room to push this stop up a bit. If we look at the daily chart, now it's hard to see with those execution marks. Anything close to 227 would be still relatively safe. 227, that would bump us up a couple bucks. So let's just come up like $1 here to help finance some of that risk. And then we'll see how that changes the spreadsheet. So we come up $1, let's call it 225.85 and the full 2,000. 225.85 changes our risk to 6,800. So about the same risk. See, we financed that entire extra 500 shares. So we increased our position by 33% without increasing our potential loss at all. Now, obviously, we're giving the trade less room to breathe. But again, I like how we're starting to roll up here. We're still below the 200 period moving average on the 15-minute chart. And the daily, we are still under the 10 and 20 day EMAs. You can see that here a little better. Still under this level and should give us plenty of room to breathe and hopefully move higher. So that's how we can slowly increase exposure without increasing risk. And that's huge if you can get it done properly without choking anything off. All right, we're just a few minutes out from the close and I made 3 more adjustments here before the weekend. The first is ALB. We moved the stop loss up a bit to get in the middle of this consolidation range. If this is acting correctly, right, we want to see this continue to move up and out of this. So if this were to pull back through, I don't want to be involved anymore. I'll wait for a new setup. The second is ISRG. Again, if this is acting correctly, healthy, etc., we want to see this move up and out of this correction. Kind of something, if you're looking at it like this, we've come down, we've come up, we've gone down, we've come up, maybe one more and out. So we want to see that kind of happen. And if it doesn't, if we go the other way, we don't want to be involved. So we could get a little more aggressive on this stop loss if we wanted to, even move it up here. But for now, I'm going to keep it under the 200 period moving average. We have not hit our initial target yet, so I'm letting that kind of still settle. Merck, we continue to move up the stop loss here. Remember, our average position is actually down here at $112. This is a corrected position for a previous wash sale. And I can talk more about that in this weekend's video, but this continues to act very constructively, moving higher and higher. And I just want to protect some gains in case this reverses on us a bit on the daily chart. I'm more tracking the 10-day exponential moving average at this point because it is just getting so stretched from those moving averages. We want to play it a little bit closer to the vest. That's all. So what's the day look like at the end here? We're down about 20 grand. Not great. Don't love it. Days like this happen and we are just basically clearing inventory, getting ready for next week. And this weekend I will be doing a review of all our positions and the shortlist going into next week with technical analysis on everything, letting you know my thoughts on each position and what's worth adding to, removing, and what we can potentially trade next week. So I'll see you this weekend.